February is here. Valentine's Day is around the corner, and love is in the air. Up, 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 up. I know what y'all are about to type in the comments. Love? Lamau, what is that? Can't be me. The only romantic tension going on in my life is between me and this burrito. Dating in this generation is a joke. I'm about to have a romantic hot tub date with my toaster. Alright, before you guys start getting all down in your feels, let me just say this. I love and appreciate y'all. Like, no joke, you guys are a bunch of cutie patooties for real. I was going through the comments on my last video and they were the most wholesome and sweetest responses. Your guys' genuine comments really made me feel like I was connecting with other human beings, not just some avatar on the internet. And I'm really glad that this is the type of community I'm attracting with my videos. That being said, my feelings for you guys are not romantic. I only see y'all as friends. See that? That was a demonstration of a canon event. All of us originally have pure and naive views on romance, but as we go through the harsh realities of life and accumulate life experience, those said views shift and alter, sometimes for the better and sometimes for the worse. But make no mistake, just like Peter Parker losing his Uncle Ben, it was meant to happen. A rite of passage, as you will. Some people experience more romance canon events than others, but no one is exempt from the inevitable. Well, that is unless you don't even bother to play the romance game. Let's talk about some romance canon events. We all get crushes as we go about life, but every now and then we get that one crush, that one person that, as soon as we lay eyes on them, they just rock our world. We start stealing glances every chance we get, but we try not to make it look obvious so that they don't catch us. Maybe you're not even trying to look their way, you're just minding your own business, but subconsciously, your eyes gravitate towards their direction. Like, maybe you're not even directly looking at them, but as long as they're in your field of view, your peripheral vision just starts going on overdrive, and your crushy somehow stand out from everyone else in the crowd. Kinda like how when you're watching a TV show and you can immediately recognize who the main cast is and who the filler characters are. And so, what do you do when you have a crush? Obviously, you stalk them. You do your reconnaissance. Back in my day, this meant hovering around the areas where they usually show up, like intentionally going down a certain hallway during passing period in hopes that you'd run into them. Maybe you even have on your freshest fit so they can leave an impression.
Sir.
But then you don't run into them the entire day, so you end up wasting an outfit. Or maybe you gather intel to find out what classes or clubs they'll be taking so you can select those same classes and clubs. Or maybe you try to impress them with how talented you are. Yeah, I can play guitar a little bit. Well, maybe you're lacking in that department a bit, but it's all good. I got you. Take this class from today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for those trying to add more creative skills into their arsenal, for the sake of the craft or for impressing the hoes. There's thousands of classes led by industry experts across film, illustration, design, freelance, productivity, and more. So odds are you'll find a class for any creative skill you're trying to develop. Maybe you want to learn to draw so you'll be ready when she asks you to draw her like one of your French girls. Or you can really showcase how good you are with your hands by making her some paper craft flowers. Or, better yet, learn finance. Nah, this isn't Valentine's related, it's just cause we're all cooked. Pro tip for the fellas out there. A lot of girls love creativity and thoughtfulness, whether that be through the gifts you give or the date plans you make. So if you want to develop that creativity muscle of yours, you gotta start dabbling in creative hobbies. Skillshare makes it easy, and I'm about to make it even easier for you. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So go ahead and lock in, so that when you finally meet the one, you'll blow them away with how awesome you are. Thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this video. It's kinda different now though, because y'all have the power of social media. All you guys need is a name, whether that be their name or the name of a person they hang out with. With that singular piece of data, you guys are able to go on IG, search through a profile, go through their followers, look for mutuals, and even have your friends gather intel on that person. Damn, this really do be sounding like stalking though. Anyways, once you do that, you send a follow request, and if they accept, the mind games begin. You like and comment on their posts and stories to signal some sort of interest, and to gauge whether they mess with you back or not. If they heart your comments or reply back, you convince yourself that that might be the sign. To really back that thought up, maybe you post your own stories and check to see who liked them. And if your crushie does, that's a dope, which you eventually use to build up the confidence to send a DM. I find it so endearing the lengths people will go through for the people they're interested in. The unfortunate reality though is that more often than not, people will go through these lengths only to end up disappointed. You know that one failed talking stage that was so viscerally intense in the grief and heartache? It left you so heartbroken that it took you months to get yourself back on your feet, and even still, it left deep trauma that you're still trying to recover from to this day. Trust issues, commitment issues, attachment issues, you name it. Whatever kind of issues you list, odds are it probably derived from that failed talking stage. And why is that the case? Because that talking stage was going so extremely well until it wasn't. You guys seem to have extraordinary compatibility. You share the same interest, the same sense of humor, same music taste. They seem just like a dope person overall. It essentially felt like you guys were vibing on a spiritual level, and you had thought that you found the one, that you finally lucked out, that in this broken, toxic state of dating culture, you found someone different. But then, rug pull. And I think what makes it so devastating is that it gave you hope. All those good signs initiated a healing process within yourself, only for it to be ripped open deeper and more painful than ever before. And as a result, you're even more wary than before, because you've experienced firsthand that even when things are going so extraordinarily well, everything can still fall apart without you even having a fighting chance to catch it all before it comes crumbling down. This is usually a result of that one failed talking stage, but it can also be because of other sources of heartbreak, such as a breakup. During this event, your mental is at an all-time low. Negativity and intrusive thoughts are running rampant in your mind. Love is dead. Life is a joke. Men are the problem. Women are the problem. The world is the problem. You start consuming content that validates your thoughts and experiences you went through, and you get yourself stuck in an echo chamber of negativity and toxicity that causes you to be wary of the opposite sex. Maybe you start indulging in habits that may not necessarily be good for you in the long run, but serve as an escape and coping mechanism in the moment. And boy, do you tell yourself how desperately you need it because of how much you're hurting. You're essentially a ball of negativity and hurt, and whether that manifests as nonchalance, cynicality, whimsicality, or nihilism in how you conduct yourself really depends on who you are as a person, and which mindset you adapt determines how you'll heal from the trauma. Now, this one isn't actually a canon event, but more so a hidden optional route. Whether you're able to go down this route or not depends on how you decide to proceed while in the rock bottom trauma canon event. If you adopted an escapism coping mechanism where you indulge in hedonic pleasure to drown out your sorrows, then it'll be quite unlikely that you'll unlock this hidden route, because while you may be eating, drinking, gaming, spending, sleeping, or sleeping your problems away, you're not actually dealing with them. You're just trying your damnedest to pretend that they don't exist. But as long as you're running away, it'll continue to chase its way back into your life. If you adopted a victim mentality mindset, where you wallow in your own misery and blame the world for dealing you such a terrible hand of cards, then you're also unlikely to unlock this route, because while it may be true that others inflicted pain onto you that you now have to deal with, you'll be too fixated on the idea of being a victim to the harsh realities of this world to do anything about it. You can't move forward when you're too fixated on what's behind you. Now, if you adopt a mindset of stoicism, where you try to develop a healthy relationship between the things you can and can't control as a means of better regulating your negative emotions and achieving tranquility, then you might think that this will lead you down the route of healing and transcendence. But it can really go both ways, because when taken to an extreme, you become almost too stoic to a point of apathy. You become too accustomed to relinquishing control that you convince yourself that nothing matters. And at that point, you've pretty much lost sight of the whole point of stoicism. Instead of a means of emotional regulation to achieve inner peace, you're using it to numb yourself from everything. Now, I'm not here to talk philosophy. I'm here to talk about everyone's broken hearts. This whole talk of mindset is just a means to illustrate the sort of thoughts that go on in people's heads as they go through this time of their lives. There is no one way of thinking that will definitively allow you to heal from heartbreak. If anything, it's a combination of all different ways of thinking tailored specifically to your needs and what type of person you are. This, along with the most important ingredient of all, time. That being said, there is one thing that will increase your likelihood of unlocking this route of healing and transcendence, an exploit if you will, and that is your tolerance and willingness to confront your problems. Ways of thinking are simply tools you utilize to achieve a certain end product. For example, you can be stoic, but if you're doing so to numb your emotions, then how can you expect to experience all facets of love to its fullest? You can be nihilistic, but if you're doing so to quiet all the intrusive thoughts in your head that are preventing you from taking action, then you become a more decisive person that is able to move forward. To unlock the healing and transcendence route, you have to want to unlock it, which sounds stupid at first, but let's be real here. Not many people want to heal and grow. They want to get even. They want others to know the pain they've felt. They want a quick fix that will eliminate their negative emotions without addressing the root problem. True healing requires looking inward, facing your demons, realizing you're not as pleasant of a person that you think you are, and taking steps towards becoming better, even if you still have a long way to go. It's not a pleasant experience, but it is one that allows you to reinvent yourself stronger and more capable than ever before, both in love and in life. It'll help you discover your values, which in turn will allow you to have a clear vision of what you want out of life or a partner. It'll make you more competent when navigating through hardships or connecting with people, which in turn will deepen your connections and make life more fulfilling. Let's not forget to mention the magnetic effect you will have on others, because who isn't drawn to a person that radiates warmth, capability, and kindness? That is what healing and transcendence is all about, and is the ultimate end goal of canon events, because canon events are really just opportunities for character development. Whether you take it to become a ray of light that draws others, or a means to pave a path of destruction, is all up to you. Alright, that's all for now. Take care guys, I love y'all, see you next time.